Hello, today we're going to take a quick look at the 2004 second generation Toyota Rav4. This Rav4 has 158,000 miles, and as you can see, it really does not show it. It is still in fairly good condition, especially for being 15 years old here in 2019. Of course, most Toyotas are built to last, and this one just is kind of another example of that. So this is the second generation Toyota Rav4, and it is a 2004. In the second generation, 2004 and 2005 are the best years to purchase it for two major reasons. One is the engine. In 2004, they had a 2.4 liter four-cylinder engine that was larger than the previous engine and more reliable. This engine also made better power figures. The second big reason is safety advancements. All right, let's start taking a look on the inside. Fairly standard. This one does have power windows and door locks, as well as power mirrors. Standard steering wheel. However, nice important factor for me anyway right here is steering wheel audio controls. I don't like to have to take my eyes and my hands away from the road to have to adjust the audio, which I find myself doing all the time. Pretty standard center control stack with nice, simple, easy to use dials for the climate control, which is another nice thing. Once again, to repeat myself, I don't like taking my hands and eyes away from the road for long, and when the climate controls are simple like this, that makes it not an issue to adjust my climate controls, which again, I also find myself doing frequently. As you can see, some of this, this black plastic finish has worn off. This is the AC button here. The other buttons seem to be in good shape, so I believe this one was just being turned on and off very frequently by the previous owner. This is a one-owner vehicle. Now, because it is a 2004, it does still have an ashtray, two of them actually. Reasonably sized glove box. Nice kind of stainless steel looking speaker cover there. Dome lights, sunglass holder, as well as this visor. Fairly simple rear view mirror function there. And it does have an extender, which is fantastic. I like that. Down here, you've got a little coin slot, which is kind of a neat little touch. This one is a 5-speed manual, which is nice. Manuals are kind of going away. You do have your 12-volt plug right there, pretty standard. An interesting approach to adjusting the cup holder sizes is this right here. It kind of makes that clicky noise there. But as you can see, you can have a smaller drink or a larger drink, and you can make it fit nicely in the allotted space there. These are manual controlled seats. In here, you've got a fairly small center console storage compartment there. However, a neat little feature here, so if you have backseat passengers, as you can see, as it sits, they do not have a cup holder. Well, pop that down, you have two cup holders. This one with an interesting little metal pop-up thing, once again, to adjust the size, which is cool. All right, let's move on to the back seat. We've got some cool stuff in the back there. All right, so getting started, one of the cool safety features of this vehicle is this right here. Most, especially in a smaller vehicle, most of the middle seats for the back seats are not gonna have 3-point seat belts. Most of which are gonna have the one belt that comes from the base of the seat here over your lap there into the buckle. This one, as you can see, has a 3-point seat belt, which adds a lot to safety, and that's for your middle seat passengers. You can see it's mounted right there. That is fantastic. So once again, as I had mentioned, you do have the second ashtray back there. Power windows as well as a little storage cubby. So I mean, this may be a smaller vehicle, but you have, all the creature comforts you'd really need. You've got storage, cup holders, power windows, and what is kind of nice, as I see in a lot of Japanese made vehicles or crossovers, these seats, these rear seats will actually recline some, which is cool. They will also go forward. You've got a little, let's see, you get a little lever right here, and you can pull the seat forward. All right, more about this seat. So, as you can see, you can fold the seats flat right there by pulling this little tab. And then you can look back here, and right in here there's a handle you pull up on it, and this seat will actually lift forward, giving you a large amount of space back here, especially for the size of the vehicle. But that is not the end. Right down here, this is actually a lever to completely remove the seat. And so you can have a very significant amount of space back here, especially if you're not planning on having backseat passengers on that trip. To put it down, you just move that lever down there, it goes down, and you pull the recliner puller here to pull it back up. And there we go. I'm actually going to put this seat back down, so I'll demonstrate that again for you. Pull that one here, reach back here, there's a little lever, pull that up. And the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to move on to the back hatch. Now this has, or back door rather, this has a side opening door, which I like because I often find the top ones, you know, you've got the little hydraulic cylinders that go out, you bonk your head on them, they don't always go high enough. And so I like it when it opens to the side like that. As you can see, a fairly good sized opening back here, especially if you remove this little privacy visor thing. This does have little stretchy things that you can pull out and hook onto the headrests. Again, to add to the privacy of your rear, your rear items that you have stored back there. We'll go ahead and lift this up, and as you can see, I mean, for such a little vehicle, you have a ton of storage space back here. And that is not even the best part. The best part about this vehicle does have a good bit of ground clearance, and yet look at how low that load height is. Walking up to it, let's see, that is just up to my knees. So that, my hands don't even go that low. So you would not have to strain whatsoever to load something into the back of this vehicle. Of course, this net can be pulled down and pushed to the side. There is a little lift up storage compartment under there for your smaller items. As you can see, there's slits there, and over here as well that you can actually either tie this net to, or you can strap things down back here, which is fantastic. So this is a huge point for this vehicle. A huge benefit is how low the load height is. I can't stress that enough. You know, this is a smaller vehicle, but you have tons of utility with it. It is all-wheel drive, so you have that feature as well. But I mean, you can put a lot in this vehicle. You're going to be getting great fuel economy. Put those seats up, pull them out. You know, you don't have to strain to lift stuff up. This is a great daily driver. Get a lot of use out of this vehicle. Let's do another walk around. Let me kind of step back here for a moment so you can see it better. Why don't we go ahead and hop in and take this for a short drive down the road, and I'll tell you how it feels to drive. All right, driving the 2004 Toyota Rav4. It's definitely pretty peppy. You know, this is a fairly lightweight vehicle, and that 4-cylinder is definitely enough to zip it around the streets and stuff. Handling is pretty tight. A little bit of body roll, but not a whole lot. Clutch feels really good, feels good to shift. Transmission feels good. Suspension is nice and tight. No funny noises or anything. I know I mentioned this already, but again, I like the climate controls and the radio controls in this thing. It is just, they're simple to use, and I'm not going to have to take my hands and eyes off the wheel very long to get them figured out. And I am always messing with my temperature, fan speed, or the volume, what station I'm on, what song. So it's nice to have the option to play around with them without really having to devote a whole lot of attention to it. So this thing redlines, it looks like it's 6,200 RPM. I'm not going to get it anywhere close to that today. But yeah, you put your foot in it around 3 or so and it goes. This thing moves. I have driven this in a little bit of snow and ice, and I gotta say the all-wheel drive system in this vehicle performs great. Zero issues. I mean, no slippage, instant grip. It feels good. It feels really good to drive, even in some adverse weather conditions like ice and snow and stuff like that, or slush on the road. It drives very well. One thing that has admittedly impressed me about this RAV4 is the comfort of driving it. I am particularly surprised at how comfortable I find the seat. You know, the suspension, even for a smaller, you know, kind of sport utility or crossover, all-wheel drive little vehicle, you know, you would expect to feel absolutely every little bump. Now, it's no Cadillac, but the ride is surprisingly smooth, and these seats are impressive for what this vehicle is. They really contour the body well, and I don't even have this seat completely dialed in to where it would be at if this was my personal vehicle, and it's comfortable. It's very comfortable. Very nice to drive. All in all, this 2004 RAV4 with the 5-speed manual and the 2.4-liter inline 4 is a pleasure to drive. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this video walk around on the second generation 2004 Toyota RAV4. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next car review. Thank you.